Okay, hello preppers and homesteaders, or prepsteaders, as I'm going to start calling you all. There we go, I get the lighting a little bit better there. Right now, this episode is going to be our current situation and surviving the cold. I don't want to say we underestimated the temperatures out here and our preparedness for the cold, but in a little ways we did, and I'll go into that right now. Kind of like the old joke, $20 is $20. 20 degrees is 20 degrees, whether you're in Arkansas or Wisconsin. It's still cold. And right now we have a lot of things going on with, there we go, with the cold temperatures that we really weren't, I don't want to say under-prepared, but a couple things caught us off guard. I'm going to go with that right now. One of the things we have is rain barrels, and I'll show you right now. Let me flip this around here really quick. Okay, if you can see next to the office, mini split is running. We have the rain barrel there. This is the backup water for the animals. We always keep a couple 100 gallons. We've got heaters in them though. It's cold. But we realize that the closest outlet that is on the front of the house is also on the same circuit that this whole building is on. So we blew a circuit and blew a breaker, had to flip it, and then I had to use the alternate. I don't know if you can see all the way down there, but the junction electric box, I've got an outlet there, so all the wiring is ran over there. So I was doing another video on thermal for the homestead, and I was going around the property because I use the thermal a lot, look for leaks and such like that, and I found a couple, but one of them I'll show you right now. So here's the mini split unit, and then if you look down here, you got this hose. The hose itself had a lot of cracks in the insulation, and the insulation, so I taped the insulation right there, taped some spots right here with some foam, but as you can look right there, there's a little bit of steel wool shoved in there, and then some openings that any mouse could get through. Okay, doing this over again, I'm having some microphone troubles. My battery died, but I'm going to do this for the 4th time because I keep having problems with... Okay, down here you can see this is where the mini split line comes in, and then I actually found another problem, had it all filmed, but I didn't have the sound on. So I was looking at this. You can see there's the insulation from the mini split hose that's inside this metal shroud, but as you can see, big gap. So mice can get in there. Mice are probably living in there. It's a probably mouse. But then I look down over here and there's a puddle. And then if you look right here, there's water dripping. So it's hard to see, but right here, only about 2 feet wide, there used to be, the previous owners had an air conditioner wall mounted up there. They took it out, put a mini split in here, and patched this over. I'm guessing whoever did this did something wrong. And now there's either lack of insulation and there's condensation, and oh man. As they say, it never ends. But you can see it's dripping through here, this seam, because this seam is only right here. It's a small splice that they did. You can kind of see it now. And you can see that down here, the water's coming from behind it. So my guess, something they did in there, this building is spray foam. My guess is that I don't know, they did something. And I'll have to get the thermal over here and take a look and see if there's some void. And this panel's only got a few sheet metal screws. I'll have to take it apart and see what's going on in here, because that's a mess. I mean, look at all that moisture. It's one of those things we would have never noticed unless, I mean, look at that. See icicles there? I mean, water's dripping out right there. What a mess. What a mess. Okay. On the good note, I will show you this though. This is going to be kind of interesting. So the shelter, when you come into here, it has been a constant, sorry about the echo, it's been a constant about 39, 40 degrees, and that's pretty interesting. This isn't buried yet all the way, but it may work out to be a root cellar in addition to being a storm shelter. Because we went with it, we didn't go the biggest, but we went, the interior is roughly about 10 foot by 10 foot. So, and then plus the breezeway. So it's big enough for 2 people plus, and then also for some storage in here, some stuff, you know, so we can have lights, and nothing's done in here yet. I mean, I'm still got to work on the ventilation. I had some pipes put in here so I could do a high and a low vent. So right now I'm in the breezeway of the shelter. I'm still deciding if I'm going to do double doors because the door does have some condensation on it. It's a thick metal door, but you can still hear the echo. But we've got, let's see here. Yeah, you can see right about there, right above me. This is the end of the breezeway. So there's probably about 2.5 feet breezeway. I could do a secondary door. My only fear is that since it is a tornado shelter, if something falls on that door, it'll be a really tight squeeze to make it an in-swing door like this one. This one is an in-swing. The theory is that if something falls in front of this, we're not trapped. We can open it in-swing and then get out. So if I put another door here that's insulated, but it's an outswing and something falls on here, granted this side here, you can see will protect, and then we could always put a jack inside there and then open it with the jack to get out if something was to fall on there. But I feel like this breezeway is enough protection that if something was to fall, a tree or something, you know, a car or whatever, we could still crawl out. Because the breezeway, I'm going to go sideways, it drops down, you can see, but I mean, you could still be able to crawl out here. So, but yeah, this thing isn't even buried yet, and it's still holding temperature. So I'm still going to do another episode on this, but you can kind of see the cement up there. It's pretty thick. It's 8-inch thick concrete, rebar, mesh reinforcement. It's pretty robust. Okay, I'm not sure if today has been it's been a reoccurring theme where microphones, camera, something is not syncing, not working, but one of the reasons I wanted to show you that hose on the mini split, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, I'm so scatterbrained right now in this video, the house, the mini split, it's at its limit. I posted it on some internet groups, the model and everything, the temperatures we're having, and they're saying that's its limit. It's not meant to heat like as good as it's doing right now. And like I said, we can't get the house much over, it's in the 60s. We couldn't get it to 70 if we wanted to with just the mini split. And so some of the options are, like I was saying, we want to get a wood stove. That's our biggest priority. We're having a lot of problems because of where we can put it, the clearance we need for the stove. We can fit it where we want to fit it, kind of where that stone hearth is, where there's the gas ventless one in there. And we're probably gonna have to use that tonight because, believe it or not, I don't like ventless. Ventless is just exactly what it says. It's just like having a fire inside your house. There is no venting of it, so you have to have carbon monoxide alarms. You are putting moisture from the propane into the house. You're putting some just things that I would prefer to have it vented. So plan B would be to do a vented propane stove where the current ventless one is, and then that screen porch that we were just in a little while ago, our ideal dream would be to make that a 4-season room with windows that can open with screens, so it's still a screened-in porch, but then we'll insulate the roof and then insulate, you know, get good windows and then insulate a little bit the doors and things like that, and then put a big wood stove in there. And then those double doors entering the house, we could just leave open and all that heat would come in the house. That's our ultimate plan, but for right now we need something because the house is struggling to keep heat. Luckily we have solar and batteries and an oversized solar system because we're just using electricity like crazy. I mean, if the heating, we have the water heaters for the animals, water heaters for the rain barrels. We have the a small electric heater in our pantry, keeping it in there. We have the heaters for the solar battery. I mean, we're just using lots of energy. Let's just put it that way. And like I was saying, $20 is $20. 20 degrees is 20 degrees, regardless of where you're at. It's still really cold, and it's a damp cold here. I'm gonna leave it at that because this is just a quick what's going on in the winter. Hopefully everybody's doing good in this cold. Right now it's just cold. We're supposed to get possibly a snowstorm on Friday, so we'll see how that goes because it's different out here for sure. And hopefully everybody's safe out there. But and luckily the mini office, besides the foundation issues with it rocking and everything, I fixed it a bit. But that mini split is actually working really good because the amount of square footage in there, it's only 250 square feet. So it's an oversized unit for that. It's keeping it warm, except for the floor. The floor is not insulated, so you can just feel the cold coming in. We have hornets coming in the ceiling. We can hear them now. So there's a hornet's nest in there. And then you hear them buzzing, and it's kind of freaky. So I need to figure out where they're coming in. And yeah, there's a lot of little things going on in the winter that were unexpected. So on the good note, as big of a negative a lot of these issues are, the water dripping through the wall and things like that, I probably wouldn't have known about it unless we had this cold like this. So this is kind of, you know, a blessing in disguise, I guess, is a good way to say it. And then the hornets, I need to figure out how to do that. I just talked to Jenny a little while ago. Unfortunately, my bee suit is in Wisconsin, and hers is in Wisconsin too, so I'm gonna have to wait to go do that. But the other option is shut down. Our big plan is to move the office into the other building that hasn't been spray foamed yet, because the vendor that's doing the spray foam, we're still on the back burner. I mean, it's been months. I sent him a text today saying, are we still on your list at least? And it was yes, but now it's like, oh, the weather, 2 more weeks. Our plan was to have that building insulated, and we were gonna move the office in there temporarily, and then I was gonna gut this building, the one behind me, and then gut that, re-insulate it, seal it all back up, because I'll show you some of the thermal video from it, or I'm gonna overlay it right now. I mean, it's just heat coming out of it. All the soffits are just glowing hot from heat coming out. There's all kinds of leaks in there, and there's also, besides the hornets in the walls, I hear something scratching in the walls only at night, so I'm thinking it's mice in there too. Luckily, I sealed all the corners inside, so nothing's getting in the living space, but we could hear it inside there, because the ceiling in there is tin. Like it's a galvanized looking, for decorative, and you can hear stuff scratching around in there in one area, and then the other area you can hear the buzzing of the hornets in the other area. So it's a hot mess in a cold weather hot mess. But yeah, hopefully this was entertaining at least, and then hopefully everybody is safe, staying warm, and yeah, I'm not wearing gloves and my hands are literally numb. My Wisconsin blood didn't last long, but until next time, and thanks for watching. Like I said, this is it's been a learning experience for us, and I think we underestimated a little bit of the Ozarks weather. It's a different kind of cold, and yeah. So until next time, thanks again, and we will see you later. I'm gonna end it there. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I gotta support this shirt because it was a gift.